Okay. So the question that was asked about shampooing, do you guys think that is important? And shampoo, this shampoo day is important?
That's a valid question because we live busy lives. I know I do. And shampoo day is not exciting for me. It's not exciting.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
said yes. They said yes. They said yes.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But a lot of what we're getting now is you hear a lot about people skipping it. So there's a little controversy now about, well, because you have some people saying, "Oh, I haven't shampooed my hair in years. You shouldn't shampoo your hair anymore. Just use conditioners or co-washes and things like that."
Mm,
But is that enough for your hair? So that's what we want to, and or either just not shampooing at all. Like
right.
I said with my sister, just leading a busy life and just not, just not shampooing at all. Is that good for your hair? So we want to talk about some of the importance of shampooing, why it's so important to shampoo your hair. For one of the first reasons why we know we live in this environment, so we have all kind of things, chemicals, bacteria, the same things that get on our face that we're worried about getting on our face throughout the day. That's getting on your hair. All
Mm,
those things are absorbed into your hair. Then not only that, your hair produces oil. So all that buildup is on your hair. So that's one of the first reasons why shampooing is so important. You have
sweat.
something to add to that? Sweat.
Sweat. Sweat
Mm-hmm.
has salt in it.
Mm-hmm.
Hair killer.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're not shampooing your hair when it's supposed to be shampooed. So, Jelana, we have a question on here. How often should we shampoo?
Um, that's a good question. For if you can shampoo once a week, that's ideal for our type of hair. That's just a general for black hair. Of course, all of our hair is not the same, so it varies a little bit depending on how oily your hair gets. With some black people, their hair get you know pretty oily. So they might could go a week or maybe a little less is good for them, but not too much less than a week. Not too much more than a week.
Mm,
So. Hmm.
mhm. Now, I would say if you are staying on a routine of, like she said, not too much more than a week, if it's pushed to 2 weeks, but you are staying on that routine, and then every time it's like your hair knows that it's gonna receive that shampoo, then your
Right.
hair will be fine.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
it's, yeah, that's important. That's important
Yeah.
because your hair is gonna basically react to not getting what it needs.
Right. Is that
And then,
I'm sorry. I meant to that for black hair, you should at least wait about a week. That's what I meant in between
mhm.
because the reverse is also true as far as over shampooing your hair too. That can be damaging to your hair.
Yeah, that's called
Mm-hmm.
hydro fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
Too much water. Too much water. We have a question. What's your favorite shampoo? Oh, that's the question of the century.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, we use several at the shop right now. Um, I can give you my top three. My top used to be Cara Care, high, high, what was it? Cara
Hydrate
Care
detangling.
hydrating detangling shampoo. But it's so hard to find it right now. At least in my area, you might can find it on some online sites, but I don't. Sometimes I don't really like fooling with like Amazon when it comes to products. That's another thing we got to get into with products and purchasing them from Amazon. We have to remember that Amazon is like a pool of people that's bought these things that may be old, and then they're selling them to you. So you don't know how long they have been on their shelf.
Mm-hmm.
And most products have a 12-month um shelf life.
Self-love.
So we
Mm-hmm.
have to think about I generally don't buy like shampoos and stuff like that. I generally don't buy that from Amazon. That's a no-go for me. That's me personally. I don't, just because even with like supplements and things like that, I don't buy. I try not to buy
Mm-hmm.
that from Amazon because you just never know. There's so many people that sell things on Amazon, things that have to go on your hair and your body. I try not to purchase that from Amazon. But other things, yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Tiffany. So the other products that I use is Influence. Influence, they have so many different lines within one company that you're buying to find one that is going to work for you. But right now, I'm loving the rosemary shampoo and conditioner. Um, and I use the coconut. I use a lot of them. I like the coconut shampoo and conditioner for like if you want to silk out. I've used the moisturizing shampoo and conditioner as well. So those are
Mm-hmm.
like my top three that I use from them.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's others. I think me and you have discussed before. Oh, I cannot think of that company. I have a brain freeze right now, but it's others that I use for like clarifying shampoos as well. If I think about it, I'll
Mm-hmm.
put it in
Yeah.
the comments.
Yeah. Top two are firm and
AG,
influence.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
AG.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those
So
are
when you
good
so
for natural.
yeah. So obviously when you come to a hairstylist, of course we it's so many different textures now. If you wear, natural hair and all that. So what we do, and I know what I do, I kind of know, we kind of know what shampoos to use. We kind of keep a little few more than what we used to back in the day because everybody was perm, so we could kind of use the same shampoos. But like what Sheena said, different ones sometimes work now with the different textures with us being natural. So when you come to us, we kind of know which ones to use that work best for your hair. So you kind of get a specialized,
Right.
shampoo experience when you come to the stylist. But like you said, those two top, the firm and the influence. But for black hair, it is so important that you have clarifying and moisturizing shampoo.
Mm-hmm. And
A
we're gonna talk
good
about
professional, just
when
yeah,
to
for at
use
home
those.
use.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
when to use those are
Mm-hmm.
important because you
Mm-hmm.
don't necessarily need a clarifying shampoo every time.
Every time. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, we want to start out by talking about installs and people who wear braids a lot. I just took some braids out. I'm not gonna lie, I love them. So I get it why people wear braids all the time. It's very convenient. It's very convenient. You don't really have to do anything. Um, but I do encourage people to shampoo their braids while they're in braids. That's important. You still can shampoo your hair while it's in braids because you don't want it to lose the moisture while it's in those type styles. But after you take them out, which should not be in how many weeks or months do you think you should have braids in? Put them in the comments. Let me see what we got here. Yeah, Tiffany, come on and visit us. We got all the shampoo and conditioner ready on deck. How many weeks or months do you think you should keep braids in, or either even an install? Okay, we got 8 weeks, six,
Mm,
no more than 8. Mm-hmm.
mm,
Yep. Okay. So yeah, 4 to 6, 4 to 6. Okay. So yeah, we on the right line. I say no more than 6 to 8. 4 to 6 is great too, but if you need to stretch it, no more than 6 to 8. Install will be 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks. 6 or 7 is a stretch, but 4 to 6 weeks would be good. Because see, what's happening is, especially with braids, it's not receiving the moisture that it needs inside of those braids, especially if you're not shampooing it. Like we talked about, a week and a half, more, 2 weeks, especially if you're not shampooing it on a routine. So
mm,
that's why it's important to take it out within that time frame, because what's happening is we have hair that sheds every day, right? Regardless of whether you have braids, if you just have a silk out, your hair is gonna shed every day. So just imagine those braids, whether it's a install or whatever, it's gonna sit up in that braid, right? And if it's over the time that it's supposed to be in there, guess what that hair is gonna start doing? It's gonna start marrying together,
mm,
joining together, and locking up.
mm,
And then when you take that hair out, you're going to have a mess on your hands. So that's
mm,
why we say it's so important to stick with a routine, regardless of whether you're in a install, matting. Yeah, it's going to mat really bad.
mm,
Regardless of whether you're in an install or not, or braids or not, you should still be putting some type of moisture on your hair, or
mm.
shampoo on your hair while you're in that
And,
install.
and you got to remember that that hair that you're putting in most of the time is synthetic. It's a little
Mhm.
rougher. Synthetic hair is a little rougher than human hair. So you got to remember that hair is mixing in with your hair. And so
Mhm.
the longer you go, okay, so your hair is getting drier, drier, drier. When something is dry, it's rougher. It's easier when your hair is dry. It's easier to break. So you got that hair in there. It's rubbing against your hair. The longer you go, the more breakage you're gonna have.
Mhm. Yep.
So yeah, remember that
And
too.
sometimes we have I've had a few, well, I don't do braids, of course everybody know that who on here, but sometimes that braid hair can cause a reaction to your scalp and your hair,
Yeah.
just because of what they put on it. I don't know what it is that they put on it, whether it's to process the hair or whether it's to preserve the hair in those packs. I'm not sure which one it is. But I've had some where they've had like they call me and they say they've had like a small allergic reaction to it, which it
Mm,
could just be a lot of itching or
mhm,
redness. And it's just the hair. Whatever they put on the hair is causing that reaction. So if you need to get braids, a lot of times if I do an install and I haven't done that person's install before, I'll ask them, are they allergic to braid hair? Because, I may or may not have time all the time, since I do so many, to take that hair and wash that hair, and, rinse their hair off with some apple cider vinegar. So if you are that type of person who has irritation in braids, go get that hair a couple of days before your appointment. Don't take it out of the little pack. If you're in braids, don't take it out of the little pack. um get you like a bucket or something, put some water in it, apple cider vinegar, and then just keep Or you can let it sit in there if you want to. But if you know, in a rush, you can just keep dipping it in there and it'll slough off all of that chemical that's on that hair that causes people who have issues with braid hair. Tiffany said, Stephanie said, yes, that happened to me. It literally felt like something was under my skin trying to get out. It was the worst. Yeah, I don't know what it is. And certain brands, if you find a brand that's good for you, stick with it. Order it up or whatever, because a lot of times these beauty supply stores, they don't stay with the same vendor. So if you have irritations, it's best to just, go ahead and take that little extra step and the extra time just so you can protect at least your scalp, and your hair as well, because your hair could break off too if the hair is not reacting well to it and if it's cutting into your hair, because it could definitely cut into your hair, especially color treated hair.
And I imagine if you never had braids or synthetic hair and you think you're not sure, I imagine it probably will work the same way as a patch test. Maybe rub it on the inside of your arm before you go get it done, and see if you react to it. Just to be certain, because like you said, I don't think we've ever had that problem like back in the day. I don't ever remember people having that problem, but it's something they're putting on it now. I even had one client that she had blonde hair on her ends. When she took the braids out, it had turned her hair green. So
wait, say that again. She had blonde hair on the
blonde hair. Her hair was blonde on the ends. You know how she had some color just growing out. She went and got some braids. When she came back, it had turned her hair greenish. So it was some type of black, something they had on there, some type of substance on there, and it was horrible.
Wow.
So, yeah, you may want to check that. And that's what that's why we're talking. That's what any chemical you've never had. If you need to, you can do a patch test before getting it. They can save you a little bit.
Right. Yeah. So now, go ahead, John.
So it's one other maybe little known fact about shampooing your hair. Have you all ever heard of cortisol? You all know what cortisol is? That's your stress hormone. You know that not shampooing your hair can actually make that build up. So it actually, by shampooing your hair, you can actually lower that, your cortisol, your stress cortisol. So that deals with your stress. That deals with like when it's high, your sleep, weight gain, stuff like that. So
let me go ahead and wash my hair like every 3 or 4 days. You said wait, okay.
It regulates all of that. So yeah, straight.
I forgot about that tip.
It's shampooing your hair. It's very, very important.
Yeah. So let's kind of go back to, because I want to take everybody through the steps, because if we don't take you through the steps, if we miss one step, then that's where the hair loss comes in. So when you are wearing these installs, braids, just anything, a twist out, a wig, and you taking out braids from the wig, anything that has caused your hair to kind of crinkle up, you want to make sure once you take that out that you are detangling. She said, my struggle is always the blow drying after shampooing. Okay, we're going to get to that too. That you are detangling your hair before it hits water. This is important because Like I mentioned before, the hair is you have hairs inside those braids that's sitting up in those braids,
Shedding.
shedding. So if you let water hit it and then you do this,
You might as
you
well
do
cut it
this,
off.
and
Get
you
some
do
silver.
this,
Get
you
some
might as
silver.
well cut it, like sis say.
Get some
Cut
silver.
it off. I had one girl, I'm gonna give y'all an example. Years ago, I had one girl, she was a college girl. She did that. She shampooed her hair without combing it through. She had these braids in it. Had nice hair too. Really nice texture. And when I tell y'all, she had one dread, like all of her hair here. I think the edges were okay, but this was a whole dread. And so how she got to me was the stylist just said, I'm sorry, you got to cut this off. I'm not doing it.
Mhm.
And she
Mhm.
cried and she cried and she cried. And so she pulled on my little heartstrings because she was a young girl. And I told her, I said, well, I don't have time to do it today. I said, but I'm going to send you home. I'm going to deep condition you. I'm going to send you home with some good conditioner. And then you come back the next day. Y'all,
Mm.
it took 8 hours to do this girl's hair.
Mm.
8. To detangle, it's like taking dreads out. To detangle and get all of that old hair that was sitting up in there. Now, yes, she didn't have to cut it off to this short, but she lost a lot of hair. By the time we got done cutting it, I had cut it up to a bob. But her hair was like down her back. But at least she didn't have to cut it really, really short.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the importance of making sure that you detangle that hair properly before you shampoo it. That's an important step. Really important step.
Mm-hmm.
And using the right tool to you. What tools do you use on shampoo day? What tools do you guys have on shampoo day? What do you use? Yep, good stress reliever. Anybody have any tools they use? Because we need to see, like, if it's because your tools could be causing hair loss too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what we use, Annette says she has a wide tooth comb. Chelsea said detangling denim brush. I have a detangling brush, but it has been awesome. Detangle brush. Okay. Detangle brush. That's your best friend from the beginning to the end. Wide tooth combs are good, but I'm gonna tell you when to use it.
Mm-hmm.
A wide tooth comb is a good tool to use during the shampoo phase, but I'm gonna tell you when to use it. So when you detangle your hair first, if you have some install or whatever, braids, wigs, whatever, you use a detangler brush, right? Now we come to, it's time to shampoo your hair. The rinsing process is important as well. Now, when you go to the salon, you don't think, oh, she just rinsed my hair, and now she's getting ready to shampoo. You don't think that's an important step. But rinsing your hair is important as well. Because you're making sure you're getting some of the buildup that you have or had in your hair. You're making sure you're getting all of the debris that's coming from outside off of your hair. And you're making sure you're replenishing the water that has evaporated from your hair. So if you have a lot of hair, you want to make sure water is going through every strand of hair. Now, I may not take as long if someone doesn't have as much hair, but it just depends on the density of your hair. So like Chelsea, you have a lot of hair, so you want to take time and make sure water is getting through all of your strands of hair just because you have so much hair. So, and next, are you saying the first rinse? Yes. The
Yes.
first rinse before any shampoo hits your hand, that first rinse needs to be very thorough. I would say thorough, because you're adding, first of all, you're rinsing off, you know, stuff that's in your hair, and then you're adding back in some water that has evaporated from your hair. So the reason why you're doing it is so that your hair can receive the shampoo that you're about to give it and receive the moisture that you're about to give it.
Right.
So, you know, a minute is not enough time. You need a little bit longer than a minute to rinse your hair, regardless of how much hair you have.
Especially if it's real dirty. You coming
If
out
it's
of
real,
something.
yeah.
Get that water in there.
Yeah. So Chelsea says she separates her hair in fours at least. Yes, that's good, Chelsea. I was using you as an example because you have so much hair, and people with a lot of hair, we definitely want to make sure that their hair is drenched with water. I mean, even if you don't have a lot of hair, you want to make sure your hair is drenched with water. But if you have a lot of thick, pretty hair, you just want to make sure all of your hair gets saturated with water before the shampoo hits it. And then that's a good point, once you separate it into fours, which that's one of the tips I do tell people: if you're shampooing your hair in the shower, shampoo your hair, make sure you're sectioning it in fours, because you'll make sure that every section is getting what it needs. Regardless of whether it's water, shampoo, conditioner, sectioning in those fours will make sure that you're properly giving your hair what it needs. She said, wow, I had no idea how important that was. I thought you just needed to get it wet before adding the shampoo. It's kind of like, no, it is like watering a plant. Like, I have a plant out on the porch right now that it doesn't require me to water it but once a week. So I just noticed actually about a week ago that my plant was kind of sinking down into the basin. And I was like, I wonder why. And I was like, oh, I have watered it in like 2 weeks. Well, what's happening is the roots, it is probably soaking up whatever it can get. And it's depleting something is depleting. So that's why the plant is kind of like shriveling down into the bowl. So that's basically what happens to our hair. Like, we're not giving it what it needs, water, shampoo, everything that it needs. It's going to shrivel down, and we're going to possibly lose our hair. Our follicles might shrink. That's another discussion, but it's so important that we're getting, that, yes, Denise, that first rinse is important. Very important. Yep. And then like we said, when you're sectioning that hair off and you get that shampoo into your hands, you want to what do we call it, Jelana? Emulsify?
Yeah. Warm it up.
Warm it up.
Called emulsifying, basically, because it's concentrated. Most shampoos are really concentrated. So rubbing it around, put some in, rub, put some more in.
Rub.
Like she said, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get down to the scalp. So when you get your shampoo, you're not putting it on like this. You're putting it on like this. You're getting it down in the scalp, and then it'll work its way down to your hair. But like I was telling somebody, The shampoo is for really for your scalp, because everything it is sitting on your scalp, and that's what has to be unclogged and clean and cleansed. So
Mm-hmm.
so get it in. Like she said, if you have a lot of hair, you don't have a if you don't have a lot of hair. If it's thinner, it's easy to get down. Get down to your scalp. And then, like I said, work it down to the ends.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then too, the ends of our hair is the oldest part of our hair. So we want to make sure, once we get that in, we want to make sure those ends are properly treated as well. I mean, that's the conditioning phase too, but we want to make sure it gets down to those ends because that could possibly be the driest part of your hair because it's the oldest part of your hair. All of this up here is new, this is new growth. Down here is the oldest. So want to make sure that's, taken care of. Now, a tip for shampooing on that first shampoo. I try to, it just depends on the customer. Sometimes I have to do it, sometimes I don't. But I try to take a detangling brush. I do tell people at home to do this though. Is take your detangling brush on that first shampoo and go back through those sections. That will make sure that everything is still detangling. Everything you actually making sure you're getting, all of those tangles out on that first shampoo.
Yeah, and so like Sheena was saying, when you start, of course, you brush it out prior to, but you still normally don't get all those hairs out. So when you get to the bowl, you're still gonna feel those tangles. You still gonna feel like you're gonna have some resistance. So you're still gonna have some, tangles with your hair being curly and the hair that you may have left behind. So also you can take the brush like Sheena said, but also when you're putting the shampoo in, never never go like this. Like put your hair together. Always keep your fingers open. Go like this, because you're gonna use your at that point you're gonna be using your fingers almost like that detangling brush, detangling comb. Kind of keep them wide, and then as you go to the scalp, kind of go up, and that'll keep the tangles from matting. The little
Mm-hmm.
tangles that you have from matting, and it'll kind of work them down toward the end. So then once you get that brush, it'll be closer to the ends. Then you just brush them out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But never when you shampooing after coming out of braids, never ball up all ball up the hair.
Mm-mm. It'll be a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
A disaster. But what really makes people lose hair is not taking the time. The time is what you need. So you have to schedule it just like anything else. So if Sunday or Saturday is your designated wash day, I don't know how long it might take you, but make sure you have that time. Because in the long run, if you don't take that time, on the long run, your hair is gonna show up and when you go to the salon, they're gonna be like, oh, you gotta get a trim. And you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be like, why? I mean, a good trim, cut really. Like, why? Well, I usually take people through a series of questions when they have a significant amount of hair that needs to be trimmed because it's one factor, maybe two or three that you missed in the shampoo phase of your life.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when losing hair, that's why the length retention is not there or it's not progressing, I would say, because this is the foundation. So if we're not working on that foundation, then your hair is not gonna thank you for it. It's just gonna be there. It's gonna be there and it's gonna keep going up and you're gonna wonder why, well, my hair ain't growing. Well, yeah, it's growing. It's growing out your scalp. But your ends and it's breaking and you're not taking the time to detangle it properly. and you're losing more hair because you're putting more tension on the hair and things like that because you're not taking those sections. That's why we're losing hair.
Mhm.
She said,
Another.
should you use nails for your scalp or finger pads?
Ooh,
Oh,
that's a good question.
yes. Okay, Jelana, do you want to take this? Because I have two different sides of it.
Oh, good
I have two
question.
different.
So you have some people that love the nails. Like they love that they have dandruff, and they want you to scrub with the nails, try to get the dandruff. And for some people, some type of way, you do have to get the dandruff out, and sometimes your finger pad may not be enough.
No.
So you do need something to kind of work it out.
Mm,
But it is learn 101 in school. No,
it's
you are
cool.
not supposed to use your nails on
Nails.
hair because it damages the scalp, especially excessively. Just in there with the nails, it damages the scalp. So no, you're not supposed to.
She said, I'm gonna need them nails.
So I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to show you guys something that I use now for my clients. Well, I use it now. All my clients kind of like it, but for my clients who have excessive dandruff, when I need to get it up and I can't use my finger pads to get it up. I'll be a minute. You can talk.
Oh, you
No,
gotta
I'm,
go to
I'm
the
just going right here,
salon?
right now. No.
You gotta go to the salon. Okay. So I do both at the salon. I use my nails for some clients, and then I use the pads of my fingers for some clients. So some clients have sensitive scalp, whether they've had anything going on with their scalp. Some of them have sensitive scalp, so I know that. So I'll just use the pads of, and then I may have some that have issues, in the area here, and I may use my the pads of my finger. So it just depends actually on the client. But like she said, if it's not excessive, but I would say 85% of my clients want them nails, like Tiffany said.
They
They
do,
want those
but
nails.
I got something that's gonna change our life a little bit. This brush, this brush right here, is rubber tips on it, but they're kind of firm.
Oh, uh-huh.
That is from Ulta. It's
What's
soft
the
enough.
what's the
It's
name of the
soft
brush?
enough to not damage your scalp, but it's firm enough where you can go in. And the reason I discovered this, I have one client. She has some type of condition. The doctors haven't really discovered what it is, but they're just treating her for maybe like psoriasis or something like that. But so I started using this on her because I always felt, because that's stuck in my mind from school. You're not supposed to use your nails, but I mean I had to get it off. So,
Right.
but when I discovered this, it will definitely take any dandruff you have off, and it feels good on the scalp. Even so, not even my clients that don't have, I took my nails off, but even my clients that don't have dandruff issues, I use it on them just to give them a good massage on their head.
So at what phase do you use that brush?
So what I do is I I try to give them a combo shampoo experience. So I use my finger pads for the first, just to get the shampoo in, get it all rubbed in. So I give them a nice massage, and then I go in with this for the scratching phase, if y'all want to call it that. But it's a more gentle way. So this one is it's called Tangle Teaser.
And you can get it from Ulta.
I got it from Ulta. Mm-hmm.
So now I gotta
Yeah.
go get one, Jelana, because the customers on here looking like, Sheena, why you don't have that?
I know, and I should have told you. I didn't think about it. I actually just started using it on all my clients when I took my nails off.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I gotta find something to get it. But like I said, my other client, she really did inspire me to use this. So you'll like
Mm-hmm.
it.
Tangle
Mm-hmm.
teaser.
Tangle
Tiffany
teeth.
said, put that aside with my shampoo and conditioner. Me too.
Yes,
Look,
ma'am.
we need to find us a vendor, Jolanda.
I know. I
You know, on
know.
the business
And
side of
I
it.
was gonna
Find us
throw
a
this brush
vendor.
away because I bought it for detangling, and to me, it wasn't as good at as detangling. So it's for
Uh-huh.
detangling, but it works great for that.
Tamika, my client said, Sheena, you don't need one.
Yes, she does. She gonna stop tearing your scalp up with
I,
them
I
nails.
try to get, look, you see how short these nails is, honey. I get it
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with what I
But yeah,
have.
we are not supposed to do that. It's not a good practice for the scalp. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the body is, as you guys know, with any system in the body, if something is lacking or something gets messed up, the body tries to overcompensate. So if we're scratching, then you may end up with more dandruff, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So
I just had that conversation with
like
someone.
change our ways, and that's why the same thing with over shampooing or shampooing with grocery store shampoo that is no good. So what it's doing is drying your hair out. And our body kicks in and like, ooh, what's happening? I don't have any water. I'm dry. So it's gonna try to bring it back up to the level. What happens is it starts overcompensating for it. And then you have the opposite issue where it's too oily.
Right.
So um mhm. That's why it's just such a delicate balance, like what Sheena was saying, depending on your hair. You want to keep, like some of my clients that have oily hair, even though I use clarifying shampoo on it, I may not even use a clarifying shampoo on them all the time because I don't want to completely dry their hair out. I want to get the oil off, but you don't want to completely dry your hair out either. So
Mm-hmm.
it's about a balance and finding that balance for your own hair. And if you can't come all the time, which ask us when you come to us, what kind of shampoo should I be using on my hair? We can tell you, when you need a moisturizing shampoo most of the time, or you need a clarifying shampoo sometimes. We can kind of give you that formula for your
Tiffany
situation.
said, I'm going to say for 2 weeks, 1 week shampoo with Sheena and 1 week shampoo with Otis. I got the agenda all set. Okay, Tiffany, we got you covered. And that said, why does it feel so good when you shampoo the crown? Hmm.
You know, I just my personal thing is the crown is a more sensitive area for some people. Like with me, my crown used to always be kind of sore a little bit. But then when I found out I had like a thyroid issue, I started taking thyroid medicine. You gotta remember stuff, it had kind of everything works together in your body again. Sometimes stuff is going on that you don't even know. That actually
Mhm.
stopped occurring. Like it's not sensitive anymore. So it's something that in my body that was just, making that area sensitive. So it
Mhm.
could be something going on. It could just be, but that area may just react more to whatever's going on in your body.
Mhm. Yep.
But anything that's going on in your body, I know comes out through your scalp anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's another live. Talking about the
Mm-hmm.
medical side. The medical side of your hair is a whole nother. It's a
Mm-hmm.
different. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um. But what I was gonna mention too, I know I honestly I just started reading labels when it comes to food. Like I'm trying to teach myself to read labels now since I'm getting older. Read it, when I go to the grocery store, trying my best to remember to do that. But, and I mean, I've been doing it all this time with products. So, what we put inside our body, it affects us. We know that. So the same thing with hair products. The ingredients in them affects us as well if they're not the right ingredients. So you always want to make sure that your products, like your maintenance products, the ingredient list starts with water for of course, your shampoo phase. You always want, even the conditioners, you want it to start with water. And then of course, sulfate-free shampoos. Make sure you stay from any like parabens. It's certain alcohols in shampoos. It's 2 alcohols that are okay, but anything with the PROP in it, that's trash. Throw it away. It's drying your hair out. Over time, your hair will be breaking off and brittle. So that's that. It is important to read the ingredients, even though you may not know what everything is. Take the time to do it because it could be causing your hair, hair loss. Really, it could be causing, damage. Really, honestly. It can cause it to be brittle. It could cause it to do something different. Even with just getting a silk out, and just say you do your silk outs at home and you changed over your products and you wonder why my hair don't do this, or my hair it's whatever you started with. It's whatever you start. Any style that you get, it starts at the shampoo bowl. It starts at the shower. It starts at the sink. Any style that you get, you have to make sure you're taking those proper steps so that the outcome is always going to be a 10. Even if it's a small step that you're missing, it may not show up right away, but 4 or 5 months, 6 months down the line, you're going to look at your hair and be like, my hair was down here and now it's up here. Why? It's because you're missing that step or not making sure you're doing the routine. Even you have all the steps, right? But you're not keeping up with your routine. So it's just say you might be doing every 2 weeks, and then just say you start out doing it once a month. Your hair and your scalp is gonna be like, what is going on? I'm not getting any moisture. I don't know if I'm gonna get moisture, so I'm just gonna start doing whatever. That's our hair has a brain. You should think of it that way. Your hair has a brain, and it's gonna react to whatever we do to it, whatever we put in our bodies. Like I said, we're gonna get on the medical side of it on another live, but that also has something to do with, if you're experiencing hair loss as well. She said, Tamika said, are you all against naming some product brands we should stay away from?
Pantene.
I'm not.
Pantene.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. Shea butter.
Shea
Shea butter.
Shea
Throw
moisture.
it all the way to the back. Pantene. Throw it all the way to the back. What's some other ones that people say they like it? Tresemme. Now, Tresemme, I would say Tresemme, it's like iffy. I will only use Tresemme for my extensions, but that was years ago. I will only use it for my hair, for my extensions, but not for my hair.
Yeah, that and like Garnier Fructis, you could use for like your extensions. But The only, I mean, I personally have never tested any of those. I never tested them personally, but just in the salon, and clients have came in and said they have used certain things. But again, it for one
She
thing,
said, what about Cream of Nature? We got a few in
ooh,
here, Jelana. Cream of Nature, Cantu. She said, wait, now I have some shea butter that I use. Sis, throw Shay gotta go. Shay can't be your friend no more. Cantu, the
mm,
shampoo products, I'm not a fan. Cream of Nature,
that
I'm
was
not a
back in
fan.
the day. That's the first time we
Yeah,
had Cream of Nature back in the 70s,
back in
man.
the day. But see, the thing about products that used to be good, now because of how the system is, the system, they're using cheaper products in these brands. So it's not the same as it was 15 years ago. Now they're using cheaper products. They're using more alcohol and more, just more stuff that's not good for the hair. So it downgrades the product within itself.
But then that goes back to what you said earlier, Sheena. Look at the
List.
look at the ingredient list and see what's in there. Uh-huh.
Hmm.
That's just
Yeah.
that alcohol. You don't need anything with no heavy alcohol,
Mm-mm.
sulfates, anything like
None of
that.
that.
You want to stay away from,
Yeah.
because we can't
Yeah.
possibly test everything, and every new thing that comes out. But look at that product. Look at that product list. That
That's crazy. She said that's why my hair little.
who said that?
Shut, Shonda, your hair has actually done great. I remember back in the day when it was short, but actually it has done great. But probably if you leave Shay alone, it might take off. Let Shay go. Let her go.
Mm,
Let her go. Let her go. I mean, I
mm.
guess some of them have some maintenance products. When I say maintenance products, I mean like they might have a
Oils and
twist,
stuff.
yeah, oil or a twist product. That's okay. So if you're referring to like Cantu, has some twist products. I think they might be okay. I'm gonna say this now, disclaimer. I haven't looked at them. I haven't used them in a while. I don't know what the ingredients are in them now. Um, Maybe that's something that I could do in the future.
Mm.
We can do some research on these products that most people use, and then we can like take them one by one. That would be a good live to do, Jolanda.
But I
I
mean,
think.
yeah. But I would have to say, just so that y'all know where we're coming from, is that the most important product that you're gonna have is your shampoo and your conditioner. Anything after that, okay, you can throw it on there, maybe. But
Yeah.
your most have you a good shampoo and conditioner,
Mhm.
and then jojoba oil, argan oil. As long as you ain't putting no blue magic on there. On
Good
there.
magic.
But
No. Hey Keith, he said, "What can you do for me? I need help. Any products for my growth?" Keith, what we talking about? Thank you, Keith. He said you all look amazing. Thank you.
thank you.
He said I shampoo daily and condition. I get no results. What are you using? Can you share with us what you're using? Lace front. Sorry. What are you using? She said, what conditioner would you all suggest?
Who said it?
This is who said that? Sophia. Sophia said that. Dial, no, sir. No, no, sir. Di- Dial is drying you out completely. Are you serious? Are you serious? He got to be kidding. Like, you know who this is?
Key.
Regal Rabbit. Yes. He got to be kidding. Girl, let me go throw away my blue magic since you called us out.
Who is
Key,
that blue baby
listen.
so
I know,
thick?
I know you bald, Key, but I hope you still shampooing your scalp, and I hope you're not using dial soap. That
But
is too
but for
funny.
men, I mean, real talk. If you wanted to grow your hair, Rogaine works really good. Rogaine works
Yes,
really. If you want,
you will have to use that the rest of your life.
yes, yes, yes.
We got to answer the question: what conditioner would you all suggest?
um. Well, we go back to what we had said. We use Affirm products and also a lot of the influence products.
Mm-hmm.
Their conditioners are really good. Um, those are professional products. I don't think they could just get them in store. Now the
Yeah,
Affirm,
some of the Affirm products you
and
might can find at
maybe I can
Sally's,
try that. Uh-huh.
but you won't find like a whole line there.
Yeah.
Influence, you have to get that from a stylist. I haven't seen them on. That's why I like it because I haven't seen them on the racks.
On the
So you
shelf.
will excuse on the shelf. You'll
Mm-hmm.
exclusively get that from a stylist who has gotten it from their representative. And
Mm-hmm.
we also have some of the shampoos. I haven't put all of them on our website, but we have some of those shampoos on the website if you guys want or need them. We just have the rosemary shampoo and conditioner, and the coconut shampoo and conditioner that is available on www.luxelece.com. And everybody on here know me, so that if you don't, I can send it to you or whatever, and Jelanda too.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. Yeah. So, are there any questions? Any more questions about your shampoo phase? To their, I know girls who apply heat to their hair daily. Is it dangerous?
Mm,
Yes.
very.
Yes, it is dangerous. That's doing something too much is gonna cause
Mm-hmm.
issues, you
Yeah.
know. Um,
I'm gonna do you one better. So let's ask this question. Okay, you shampoo your hair Thursday.
mhm.
Is it okay to put heat on your hair next Thursday or Friday? Not shampoo, and then maybe not next Thursday, Friday. Maybe then you have shampoo. Maybe put some more heat in your hair Saturday, Sunday. So those are the most dangerous times to week
I got you.
five,
Karen.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days after your shampoo and conditioner. Those are the most dangerous times to apply heat. I mean, if you have to, maybe like a lower heat, because it goes back to your shampoo and conditioner. After you shampoo and condition your hair, that is when your hair is the most protected. So if we as stylists, we shampoo, condition it, we can go in, we can do a lot to your hair. It's got all the protection it needs. Days down, you lose a little more protection, and then that's when you get your breakage. You get, your dry, your dryness, breakage, all that. So the more days away from your shampoo, the less that you want to try to do to your hair. And like I said, if you have to put something on it, maybe light, less heat, but you lose a lot of your protection the more days you are away from your shampoo.
Because some people will come back and they'll be like, oh, my hair is shedding. And I'm like, okay, my first question is, when did it start? When did you notice? When did you notice? Like, I pay attention. Now that I'm getting older, I pay attention to everything now. I pay attention to my body. I pay attention to, and then I see, okay, when did that start? Or what did I eat? Or what did I put on my hair? You know, when did you notice that this shedding was starting? So if it started 4 or 5 days before you came to get shampoo, that means your hair is reacting to no reaction. So your hair needs something. Your hair was ready to get shampooed 4 or 5 days ago. So hence that's why it is shedding more than usual.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. The blow drying phase, do you have tips? Okay. Yes. So when you blow dry your hair, I still say sectioning is important, right? So you might, instead of 4 sections, you might need 6 to 8 sections, especially if you have a lot of hair, right? Once you take out that first section, now it's I would say it's 2 ways. During the pandemic, I gave people different directions. You know, when I say the pandemic, during the time that I wasn't working and the salons were shut down, I told people once they shampoo their hair, condition their hair, and just say they didn't have a good blow dryer, you take your hair in those sections and you ponytail it, right? So what you're doing is you're stretching that hair. So just say this is a section. You're stretching that hair, not real tight, but enough where it's some stretch. And then you're taking it and banding it down to the end. And then you go to sleep. You put whatever protective or leave-in conditioner, whatever you use on it. And then you do that in sections. You band it, put something on it, a silk wrap, a scarf, or whatever. Then you go to sleep. Next day you wake up, your hair is stretched, right? So then you take that section and then you go down the strand. Just say you don't have a nozzle, because we use a nozzle in the salon, but just say you don't have a nozzle. You take that blow dryer and you go down the strand and you're stretching it more. You're stretching it more, right? Once you have it all stretched out and you don't feel any more dampness, you go to the next section. And you do that all over your head, right? Once you do that, then you take a paddle brush, go back through it with sections. Now, I'm only telling you this if you're doing this at home. Of course, sometimes I do it at the salon. If I have a lot of hair, I section the hair. But if you're trying to make it a 2-step process, like if you're doing it that night and you just don't feel like doing, you go to the next morning and then your hair will at least be stretched enough where it's manageable for you to blow dry and stretch it even more with the blow dryer. But once again, the detangling process from start to finish is what's going to help your blow drying. If it is not detangled and it is not fed well with water and product and shampoo and conditioner, your blow drying process will not do well.
And I will plug a product that if you want to do a splurge by that I use in the salon on my little girls that have a lot of hair. And now, like when I shampoo my hair, I use it on my hair because it's, getting older. It's hard to keep your hands up for a long time and things like that. So the product you may have heard of is called Rev Air. And basically, it's almost like a little vacuum. The hair goes inside. It's nothing for your hair to can get caught on. It's just simply a tube with air that's coming through it. And so you take once you do all the things that Sheena told you to do, is as far as detangling, make sure it's detangled because you don't want to put that air on it and it's not detangled. But as long as it's detangled, you take it section by section, and all you have to do is hold it to your head, and it straightens your hair out. It pulls it and blow dries it. It pulls everything from your scalp, all the excess water, without you having to put that heat on it. So you guys can look that up. If you know, it's an investment, but if you're doing it at home, and it just makes your life a little bit easier, especially if you have a lot of hair.
You'd rather make the investment now than shedding off 2 extra hours of your life, and you know what I mean. You could have just
Mm-hmm.
went on and knocked that out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Chelsea, you said leaving in the conditioner when you sleep. Now, I wasn't referring to leaving conditioner. Are you meaning you said leave-in conditioner? I was referring to the leave-in conditioner before you section your hair off, and then go to sleep. If you're doing it in a 2-day process.
Yeah, not the conditioner.
Yeah, not the conditioner.
You want to talk to me about over conditioning, Sheena? Since you mentioned that, it's one thing that you can do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Over conditioning can be a problem as well. I don't encourage leaving conditioner in overnight. Um, Deep conditioning is a good thing, but that's when you're using heat. And that's basically to make sure when you use heat, that's just like getting a facial, right? When they use that steam, what they're doing is opening up those pores so that whatever they're applying to your skin is receiving it. So that's what a deep conditioner is basically doing, is opening up those cuticles of the hair strands, and it's allowing the conditioners to seep down into your cuticle. But I definitely wouldn't suggest over conditioning overnight. I mean, I know it happens sometimes, but I wouldn't encourage you to do that on a regular basis, thinking that it's gonna do some better for you.
Yeah.
Because
And
it's not.
it's um now when you're wearing your hair, so with conditioning and you're wearing your hair natural, a lot of conditioning is good because what it does is um it allows those curls. It basic conditioner can kind of weigh your hair down, so it allows those curls to kind of have a little weight to them, so they're not so, you have a little stretch, you have a little, bounce of the curls. But now on the other end, if you're wearing your hair straight and it's too much conditioner on it, then it's just going to be flat. I mean, it's not going to have any bounce. It's going to be flat. So you have to be careful about over conditioning in
Yeah.
that situation.
Um, what's the best way to keep my press looking fresh? Well, that kind of depends on your lifestyle. So if you got a lot of factors going on, like if you work out, um, if maybe not you're not wrapping up your hair, which I know you do, but just I'm talking in general. If you're not wrapping your hair up, if you're allowing steam to get to it, I really honestly, when I do a silk press, I don't guarantee anybody's silk press. I just don't. Because it's so many, I can tell them a
Factors.
roundabout time that it should last, but you could walk outside and outside air is humid, and then my silk press is just like, oh, what, she didn't do nothing. No, it's the outside air that's working against you. So I don't guarantee nobody's silk out. I don't guarantee it because your hair is curly, right? And we're trying to make it straight. So that's what it's going to go back to if it gets moisture to it, if it gets humid, if it's humid outside, or if you sweat or whatever. But I would say just making sure that you wrap your hair every night. That's honestly, I
And you
lasting
can even,
longer, because
yeah,
really, honestly, you shouldn't have a silk out longer than 2 weeks.
yeah,
2 weeks. So by the first week, you really shouldn't have to do too much to it. The second week, depending on if you work out and sweat, that is maybe where some of the problems might be coming in. And you could even sweat in your sleep too.
yeah,
That could cause an issue as well. It's so many things that could go wrong with a silk out that that's why I just say I don't guarantee them, because it's
yeah.
really hard to figure out what's going on, the reason why it's not staying. Um, and if you've had your hair in installs or braids, that first time that you get a silk out, it probably won't last you, just because your hair is saying, "Oh, you wanted me to be curly
Oh,
and
it's
in
yeah,
braids, and now you're trying to get me to go straight."
right.
No, I've been curly. So that's
Right.
why it's going to try to revert back to that. And it might stay, but if it doesn't, that is the reason why. Because it's trying to revert back to what it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing I normally recommend for my clients to use on there, and it's not for longevity, but I mean, um, argan oil is the only thing I, recommend they use on their hair when they have a silk out. So,
Mm-hmm. Keith says, so how often should you shampoo and condition? Every 10 days. Well, we kind of touched this a little bit in the beginning. Really, the books say once every 7 days.
mm-hmm.
7 to 10 days is great too.
Yeah.
Um, but I wouldn't go past 14 days.
Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't go
Okay,
past
if
14.
you're doing 2 weeks and you're doing it consistently, okay,
Then it's fine.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I have a
Yeah.
lot of customers that come every 2 weeks. I even have some that come every 3 weeks, but they come consistently. You see what I'm saying? And they're not doing, most of these people that come every 3 weeks, they're not doing anything but just sitting, they're retired. They're just
Mm-hmm.
sitting at home. They're not really sweating in their hair. They might go outside a little bit and plant their plants, but they're not really doing anything to their hair. So I do have some of my older clients that come every 3 weeks. She said section is a must. Okay, I think I read that one. TikTok question: can you condition your hair with mayonnaise?
Mm-hmm. Uh,
Denise, what you said? What is it called? What you talking about? The brush?
what's that?
Denise asked, "What is it called?" I'm sorry, I missed that question.
What is what called?
I don't know. She'll have to chime back in and say what she's asking. He said, "Can you condition with mayonnaise, Jolanda?"
Um, I, I mean, yeah, you can. Yes. Me personally, I haven't ventured into putting any grocery store products on my hair yet, but because I'm just, but mayonnaise it's basically an oil. There are a lot of fats in it.
Fats.
Fats are good. Fats are good for your hair. Just like if you're taking omega
Omega
threes
3.
or stuff like that, that's good for your hair.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you want, it's not gonna hurt your hair. It's not gonna hurt.
There's some products out there that say they have mayonnaise in it, but of course they put something in it to preserve it, because you can't just, you have to keep stuff like that in the refrigerator. So
Yeah, stuff like that. I
there's
mean, eggs, people put eggs, different things, different concoction, honey. It's not gonna hurt your hair. I guess I just never want to get messy like that. But um, but I mean, it's you want to try. It's not gonna hurt your hair at all. Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay, July, they're talking about the blow drying tool that you were speaking of.
Oh, the for the scalp tool.
He said he's not buying any for Sophie. The blow drying. You talking about
Oh,
you talking about
oh,
the
the
blow
blow
dryer.
dryer. Oh, Rev Air is the blow dryer.
And I think they just because I'm thinking about purchasing one myself. I think they
They
just
came in with a
revamped
new. Yeah, they did. They made it smaller because mine is kind of big. It takes a
it.
little space, but the new one is more compact.
Yeah. He
So
said he's not going to Sam's Club for no mayo. Yeah, don't go to don't go get no mayo.
some people put
He
what
said
onion
sell
juice.
it.
They talk about onion juice and all that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so you got to talk about the thing too. You got to think about what does this stuff smell like. So you're gonna have those smells on your hair. You know.
Sell it. Revair. Rev Air.
Hmm.
Let me pull it up on my computer and I can kind of show y'all what it looks like.
Yeah. It's. I mean, for people who have a lot of hair too. Well, like I said, my hair is not even that thick, and I love using it on my hair because I don't have to take the brush and try to get the right angle and all of that, and hold my arms up for long periods of time. So yeah, it's great. Oh, here.
So this is a new invention right here. Can y'all see that? Oh, Rev Air. It's it's $3.99, but it's probably gonna go on sale for
It's
um
Black Friday.
Black Friday. So if you're looking for something, you might want to catch the sale. Pretty sure it'll go on sale soon.
Mine has lasted a long. I mean, I've had it for a while now. Let me see. Can't remember when I got it. Probably a year
How
and a
much was
half or
yours? How
more.
much was yours, Jolanda?
I think I paid like 300 for it. I might have caught it on the sale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna invest in one of these too.
Yeah, especially if you have a
Yeah.
child that's tender headed. Oh my goodness. It's great.
No, Denise, you can't get it from. You're gonna have to order it offline. They don't offer. Well, at least I haven't seen them in a beauty supply store. Not yet. Anyway,
Mhm.
I just have the She said, "Girl, only hairstyles
Oh, that's I said what?
can afford that." No,
Mm-hmm.
you can get it. You can get it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It'll make your life a lot easier.
yeah. If you master the paddle brush and the blow dryer, you'll be fine too.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to make sure that the wattage on your blow dryer is enough. I think I have a 2000. Is it 2000, Shalonda? I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I buy so much.
I think
I
yeah,
don't
I think
remember.
mine was 2000.
2000 is the
Yeah.
wattage. So if you get anywhere from 18 to 18 is good too for
Mm-hmm.
an at-home dryer.
And baby bliss is good product. Good. We just give them all our little secret tools. But
I
baby,
know, right? Y'all are getting all of the good sauce, the good tools, but that's good. It's a
baby.
small
Mm-hmm.
live tonight, so y'all get all of
Mm-hmm.
our tips. Yes, Denise, you need that for Ariana's hair. I know she still got a
Mm.
lot of hair.
See that right here?
Yeah. Keith, I don't know if Keith is still on here, but your wife is requesting a Rev Air. Oh, he's on here, so he saw that.
Mm-hmm.
She said that he said that's worth it for Dalen's hair. The Rev Air will work for days. Yeah, it will. It definitely will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was gonna get one. I just actually had forgot about it until you said it.
And I recommend, while y'all on here, I started out doing it from the bottom up, but what I find is easier to do it from the top up because what happens is, I mean, when you do a section, it completely dries it in like I don't know, 30 seconds. I don't count, but not long. But when I did it from the bottom, the hair at the top is still wet, and so it's
Wet.
dripping down into some of the sections. So I recommend doing it from the top down.
Hmm. Yeah. So Chelsea, your baby has a lot of hair too. That would be good for her too.
Mm-hmm.
Cut down on that time you have to do the children's hair. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and buy two.
Mm-hmm. Tell her
Yeah.
we sent you. I don't think you get anything.
No. But yeah, I think that was it. Unless anybody have any more questions, about the shampoo phase, me and Jelana is gonna try our best to keep this up at least periodically. Y'all know we're mamas and got a lot going on, but we're gonna at least try to keep this up, even if it's only for 30 or 45 minutes. To keep y'all informed and try to help y'all with your hair so that we can have nice, healthy
Mm-hmm.
hair. That's important, just to have
Yeah.
healthy hair. Stephanie said on here earlier that she sees the importance of learning how important water is for her hair. That's
Mm.
another thing. Water. Water
Inside and out. Inside and out. Inside and out.
inside and out.
Mm-hmm.
Making sure you drink enough water.
And another thing, guys, when you're conditioning, also you make sure it's pretty wet when you put your conditioner on too, because the water allows it to receive that conditioner too. So you don't want to wring your hair out before you put your conditioner on.
Mm-mm.
Leave it wet as it can be and put your conditioner on, because
Hmm.
it receives the conditioner much better the wetter it is.
You know how, like, y'all, when you're in the shower and you put a towel up under the water, and that towel is full of water that before you get out of the shower you got to wring it out. That's how full you want your hair to be before you put that conditioner on it. That's how full you want it to be when you do your first shampoo as well. Before you do your
Mm-hmm.
first shampoo, you want it to be kind of heavy so that it's receiving those products. Yep. So let's see if we miss anything.
And y'all
This
can
is
also look
very
out for
late.
us. We're
Thank
gonna
you so
try
much.
to
You're welcome, Tamika. Thank you for joining us.
yeah. And we're gonna try to put up more videos also
Thank you, y'all. Thank y'all for coming on our live
on our
tonight.
YouTube as well.
Yeah, we're gonna try to put this.
Put up
I'm gonna
more
try to
videos.
save it. Hopefully I can save it. But I'm gonna try to save it, and all of this information will be on one of our social medias.
Mm-hmm. And our YouTube is She is a Touch of Joy.
She is a touch of joy. Yep. So that is it, and it was good speaking with those who I haven't spoke with in a long time. Hope y'all families are doing great. Y'all have a good one, and if
Enjoy it.
we need ideas, let me say this: we need ideas on what to talk about. So we like tonight we talked about the shampooing phase. So we want to do this in like series because, like we said, if you don't have a good start, then your ending won't be so great. But if you have questions in the meantime of that, we can kind of insert those questions into those series or those lives that we have that helps us know what you need so that we can work on us as hairstylists. I mean, we've been doing hair a long time, but what we feed off of, getting the feedback from you as customers and friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. She said, I hope y'all have a great one and that your families are doing well. You too. Talk
Yes.
about the maintenance. She said, talk about the maintenance hairstyles and how to keep your hair healthy. Okay. That is a good one. Maintenance hairstyles. I'm going to write that down because mama forgets sometimes. Yeah. All right, y'all. And we might go back and forth between Instagram and Facebook, but like we did today, we'll post it on both. Just cause, just so we can make sure everybody get an opportunity to experience our lives. Because we try to be transparent with what we do, and because the information is out there, it is, but if you're not getting the right information, then it's no good to you. It's really no good to you. She said, don't forget about the science behind the hair, okay? I got you covered.
She wanna go deep.
She want a history class, Shalonda.
Yeah, we can do that.
We can do that. Let's do a one-on-one class 1-on-1. We definitely can do that. All righty. Well, it's been good, and thank you guys
Enjoy
all
it.
for joining us. We enjoyed it. We enjoyed all of the questions. Keep them coming. If you keep them coming, that'll motivate me and my sister, because we're not really the in front of the camera type people. I know I'm not, but that'll motivate us to keep it going. Keep it going,
Mhm.
because we like helping people. So that's what it's all about. All right. Y'all have a good night.
Good night, guys.
Good night. Let's see if I can end it.